Livingston have more pitch troubles with snow cooling off this evening's game. McInnes is back, Tommy Wright returns, and Hamilton end a week in the headlines with a point against the leaders. It's episode 8 of the False 90s podcast. With me today we have Marcus, we have Kyle, Andy and Lewis. Welcome guys.
Alright.
How are you all doing today?
Alright, yeah. Busy day today for myself. Don't know about anyone else.
It was the opposite for me. I wasn't busy at all. I just had a walk in the snow.
Yeah, it's so deep here, mate.
I'm very good. It looks like we're about to get the 3 points against Kilmarnock, so
A good finish as well.
What minutes that?
good finish.
Yeah, as we're recording, Killie versus Motherwell is just about to finish, and St Mirren versus Celtic will kick off any moment, so I'm sure we'll get updates throughout the pod.
Mm-hmm.
So, where should we start today? Should we start on Saturday? Should we start at Parkhead with Celtic 2, Motherwell 1?
We could. I think I'll start from here. Obviously, two of us supporting either sides there, but I think Celtic were looking quite impressive the first half. Slowed down the pace of the game in the second half when the substitutes came on, and it does show that Motherwell were sort of able to hold on and play quite well in the second half, which just shows how depleted the whole Celtic squad is. But I think, yeah, so some impressive attacking football for both the goals for Celtic, and I think Turnbull was looking the piece against his old club, so I think it was a good result. Gets us back on track. But yeah, that's my opinion from a Celtic point of view.
From the Motherwell point of view, quite similar to the Celtic point of view. For the first half, Celtic kind of controlled the game and put a lot of pressure on us, and then obviously eventually managed to break through with a goal from David Turnbull, which was painful to watch from a Motherwell perspective, to see your club's record outgoing transfer score a goal against you. But second half, I thought we came out, played really well, really good chances, really unlucky with the shot from Devante Cole, which was cleared off the line by Diego Laxalt, but I'm not convinced that it was before the goal line. However, we can discuss that in a minute, Andy.
You were on the day though. I'm pretty sure you were convinced on the day, like right after. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were going mental.
I don't. Yeah, they don't. We suffer from a lack of eye in the sky in Scotland, but I mean, Devante Cole could have potentially. I mean, they were talking about post-match punishment after his kick on Sorrow, so there was a chance he could have been off there, but obviously no VAR in Scotland, so no in-match review board.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure VAR would have also gave Motherwell a penalty for the challenge on Chris Long, which was deemed out of the box. However, we know if that had been the other way round, that would have been a Celtic penalty. Obviously, I would have preferred a draw. Got really unlucky with that goal towards the end. However, the goal for Motherwell came from Alan Campbell. Fantastic lob ball over Scott Bain on his line, by the way. So, I mean, I'll take it. And it's just went full time at Kilmarnock. Full time score is Kilmarnock 0, Motherwell 1.
that's
The goal again from Alan Campbell. So, I mean, that's 3 points from there. And then we play Hamilton on Saturday at Fir Park. So, it's another 3-pointer, hopefully. However, it is Hamilton.
We'll touch on Hamilton later, because they did take some points off an unlikely team at the weekend, but
I'm still hurting.
we won't touch on that right now. We'll get Marcus to talk about Hibs 2, Aberdeen 0. Fantastic result.
brilliant. A big game. I'm not sure if it's the biggest game of the season in general, but it's probably the biggest league game that we've had all season. And fair play to Jack Ross and the squad for turning up when, we've just had a week or two ago, we've had a very extremely disappointing result in the semi-final, obviously. I think he had to win this game realistically. I think if we lost, then the pressure would have grown even more. So, and obviously as well off the back of the 2 wins against Dundee United and St Mirren, now we've got 3 wins in a row. That's sort of just the perfect way to bounce back. Very strong performance. We've been criticised for being boring. We win some games, but then just been criticised for being boring as well. But I thought I was properly entertained by that game. I thought we had a right go at Aberdeen, limited them to very few chances. And yeah, like I said, like I think Tuesday night after the St Mirren win, I was kind of coming away from that like, we won, but it was a bit nervy near the end. But at no point was I nervous on Saturday at all. I was completely comfortable. So I'm very happy with that performance, and as well the whole team kind of pulled together. Like not one player was below like an 8. I think just so many good performances. So yeah, I'm really happy with that, and we should be finishing 3rd at least now.
It's Martin Boyle with both goals. The first penalty, the second one, a well taken counter attack just through Joe Lewis's legs. Hibs are now 5 points clear of Aberdeen, but Aberdeen do have a game in hand. One thing I wanted to ask, and this might be a stupid question, but with the Scotland team coming up, does Darren McGregor have a shot at getting in the squad?
No.
Scotland, no.
No. He just came back in for Hibs. He's been 2 games on. 2 games that I've been very impressed by him, because I watched him. I think in the Rangers game, he was very good against us, and I watched the Hibs Aberdeen game, and also again he was pretty solid as well. But no, I think he's too old for Scotland now.
Yeah, he'll do a job for us, but I think for international football it's a step too far. Especially, part of the reason he's coming at Hibs is because the only competition we've got of Porteous is Porteous and Hanlon, and they've not been performing. Whereas in Scotland, you've got plenty other centre backs in the national team that could sort of.
Yeah, I don't think Steve Clarke will want to unsettle his winning side too much as well.
Definitely, yeah. But no, he was another one who was fantastic on Saturday. We've needed that in the defence for a while. I don't think Porteous and Hanlon work because I think I might have said it on a podcast before, but just Hanlon isn't vocal enough. And when you've got a young player like Porteous who's learning, you kind of just need someone like Darren McGregor who's just an absolute destroyer, gets in there and he shouts orders. He's a real, more of a captain than Hanlon anyway. So another thing I'm really like you said, Boyle scoring the 2 goals. I've been kind of iffy about him playing down the middle recently, because when he played down the middle, like, so sometimes Hecky and Lennon would try and like push him out in the middle, and I don't think it always worked back then. And I think I don't know, our support's been kind of split on whether he's better out wide or in the middle. But to be fair to him, this season, whenever he has been down the middle, he's really produced. So if you look at that, he's just off the back of scoring 4 goals in 3 games. He scored 2 penalties in that time, but also like the other goals he scored have all been threaded through balls. Jackson Irvine threaded a ball for him at Dundee United, and then the one yesterday, Louis Stevenson. So I think he's, the striker role, he's really proving that he can play there now, and he's really effective. Like Nisbet or Deutsch don't do that. They don't have the pace to make runs in behind, and we can punish a lot of teams in the league by
having Boyle running behind. Yeah, I think because
exactly.
he's got
an asset.
Because he's got so much pace as compared to the rest of the squad. Maybe the defenders he's coming up against, he's got a good advantage.
The signing that's allowed us to do that is Cadden. See, because I've got another mate called Kyle Zambo. He was really critical of it, or not too critical. I'll be fair, but he was saying, I don't know where Cadden fits in that team. If you've got Boyle and Cadden on the right. But to be fair, like if we're playing this system where you've got kind of wing backs, Cadden can do that a lot better than Boyle, and like Cadden's been brilliant. He's defensively solid, and he can also like dribble past a player or two. It's not like he's this like wing back that's got one part of his game but then he lacks attacking quality. No, he's good going forward as well. He probably should have scored at the weekend. But, still he can cross a ball really well. He's got tons of energy on him. He's just the thing we need, and it allows us to play Boyle in the middle. This team we've kind of built after January with Irvine coming as well. Irvine's been some of the balls he was putting in, even though we didn't score from a lot of them, but especially the one for Deutsch, the wee chip ball of the defence, like it's going to be some ask to kind of get him on a longer deal. But no, I'm really happy with how the squad's doing at the moment.
I think what you need to take away when you're obviously talking about Chris Cadden is that Chris Cadden at Motherwell, before he moved to Columbus Crew, done a lot of his play in that midfield. He was a right midfielder. So that's maybe where that technical skill comes from. And then it was only sort of when he went to Columbus Crew that he got pushed back into sort of right wing back role. But you've got a player there with good dribbling and good strength. So you've got a player there that can kind of run down that wing, which lets Boyle create the space. And because Cadden can dribble round, you're going to get the space into Martin Boyle, who's got the pace to maybe either cut it into the box himself, or he can swing it in towards whoever's up front, whether that be Nisbet, Doidge.
Yeah, it's been a brilliant sign. The amount of time he's like, and then he comes in the overlap as well. And then the thing is as well, we've got Doig on the other flank as well. I mean, that's scary. You know what I mean? Like, we've got two really quality wing backs. We've got front three of Murphy, and the thing with Murphy is he can go out wide or he can cut in as well. He can do either. Boyle is the same, and we've got Doidge who just like, even when he's not scoring, he's always making a nuisance of himself. He's winning all the aerial balls. So yeah, I'm really really happy with this new formation. I think before Jack Ross was a bit stuck on playing the 4-4-2, and teams kind of figured us out towards kind of December. They were sort of just, all they had to do to kind of cancel us out was like double up on Boyle on the right, and we had no out ball. But now it's like we can go down the left with Murphy, Boyle on the right. Doidge is holding up the ball pretty well. We've got Irvin as well, which is the first kind of Irvin's probably the first proper box-to-box midfielder that we've signed since McGinn. Like, he does the same role as McGinn, just drive us up the park. So, two amazing signings from our point of view. Like I said, though, it's just a case of getting Irvin on a longer deal, because he's only here for the end of the season for now. But I hope we can keep him, honestly.
I've got a wee question, Marcus, and for Sam as well, actually. So you're giving this team that Jack Ross has built a lot of praise just there. Do you still think he should be the manager?
Yeah. After the cup fight, the cup semi-final, I think what I said was, or my overall mentality was, obviously on the day I was pretty upset. I was kind of floating into sort of wanting Jack Ross out, but having more time to think about it, I thought, he's still, if we sack him at this point, he's still not had a full season. Like, he came in halfway last season with Heckingbottom at the start, and it was like, I'd rather he had a full season. So I think my mentality then was, let him have the rest of the season, see how we do in the league, and kind of go from there. Obviously, if we end the league in fourth or whatever, then but I think if we end up finishing third, if we keep Irvin on a longer deal, and also Newell and Marciano are needing new deals as well. If we keep the three of them, I don't know if we'll keep all three though. That would be very optimistic, because I think Irvin's quite likely to probably go down south or something. But if we end up finishing third, if we have a genuinely strong finish to the season and we keep those three on longer deals, then I see no reason why we could give Ross next season. I mean, I don't know, the winning in big games thing is still a worry. I mean, let's not forget Aberdeen are in a very poor run, so we're always the favourites going into that. But we've had such a change about of managers the past few years. I think it would be really counterproductive to get rid of Ross, like now or at the end of the season. Like,
you've got to give managers time as well. Like, as you said, he's not had a full season. Like, we've now had Gerrard in his third season now.
Yeah.
Fourth season coming.
Imagine if you sacked him, like, for example.
And that's just now proven how long a manager should take.
Exactly. Ross has had time to kind of bring in his own players, kind of thing, to update the squad. He's had this now 2 windows, and he's brought in some players that do improve the team. His records in big games isn't great, such as the semi-finals, but I mean, a win against Aberdeen is a win against Aberdeen. You can't say anything wrong about that, despite their poor form at the moment. So
signings, because it's Graham Matthew that's the head of recruitment, but I still think Jack Ross is a big. Obviously, they communicate with each other on who they want to bring in, and so far, like, kind of under this new system with Graham Matthew in as well, I don't think we've barely made a bad signing.
Also, I don't think there's
maybe Dre Wright, who I don't want to be too critical on, because he's kind of the the scapegoat at the moment for the Hibs fans, but honestly, he's probably been the one that's not been good enough. Stephen McGinn maybe is a bit questionable as well because of his age. He seems to just kind of play 30 minutes here and there. But apart from that,
Of course, though, McGinn, which
Yeah, still
is nice
McGinn,
to have on
yeah.
the side.
No, but apart from that, all the signings have they've not only all been quality. You can clearly see what they do in the team. Like you can see why we've brought them in. You know what I mean? We're not just
Exactly. Yeah, I don't think
I've
there's.
been very impressed with Hibs this season.
I don't think there's a player in there that doesn't fit the style of play that we're trying to play.
Yeah.
So,
Like, for example, Hecky, when Hecky had his first summer transfer window, he brought in like 3 midfielders, and we were like, okay, well, we need to, because we let go of Milligan, we're like, we need to
Milligan and
replace
Bartley,
Milligan. And we didn't, because we thought Vela or Hallberg or one of these players was going to be a CDM, and they weren't. They were all attacking players. So, like, what does Hecky think he's going to get away with playing 3 attack-minded midfielders in this league? Like, that's what killed us last season, really, under Hecky. But now we've got a manager, well, not just that, a recruitment team with Graham Maffey as well, that knows how they want to build the squad, which is really refreshing. Especially given some of the windows we've in the past, like under Petrie, like, you know what I mean, like kind of 2010 to 2014, just some of this, you know what I mean, like just you could tell we had no clue how we were building our squad together. We were getting in a lot of lone players. Like, it's refreshing to see that Hibs have a structure now where we've got a core squad we can build around, and it's just the confidence in the club is so much stronger, I guess, you know, than back then. So there's clear progression there, definitely.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to that sort of point that Kyle made about Gerrard when you were talking about Jack Ross. I would agree, but it all depends on how well the manager kind of works. We gave Stephen Robinson 2 seasons to implement. Well, two and a bit seasons to sort of implement a style of play that worked for him, and he just, you know, it never happened. Obviously, we got the 3rd place finish, and then you can argue like McInnes at Aberdeen's had years, and now he's implemented it, but it's fallen apart, and it needs to get changed. Obviously, Gerrard's had a couple of was it 3 seasons as well?
Yeah.
3 seasons to implement a new system, and obviously the results are now shown, and it's looking really good for them. But then you can argue that obviously Lennon might be trying to put a new system in at Celtic, and it's not going as well.
Oh, I wouldn't say there's a system. I think a new mentality, giving him credit, but I think he's trying to revitalize an old system that is outdated.
Yeah, watching Celtic play, it just looks like you have no tactics. It's literally
We're relying on the quality of players that we have.
Yeah. You're relying on Christie banging one in from like 20 yards or 30 yards.
Christie, Mr. 200 shots a game, 1 goal.
Yeah, like you don't have a system that breaks down anyone. Whenever I've seen you this season.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean? So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you drew with us at Easter Road, like your 2 goals came from basically really silly mistakes on our side, but you didn't break us down that game. Like first half, Christie or Edward were just banging in the ball from like outside the box, and Marciano was cleaning it up. So, yeah.
On the other side of, I was going to say, on the other side of Hibs Aberdeen, the Motherwell board has backed Derek McInnes, saying
the Motherwell board.
Other Aberdeen board, sorry, have backed Derek
I was
McInnes.
going to say.
My heart sunk. I thought we'd got rid of Alexander that quickly.
No, and brought in McInnes. Imagine.
Oh no, that'd be a downgrade.
I would resign as a Motherwell supporter. I'd be putting my resignation into the board.
Yeah, they've backed Derek McInnes despite Aberdeen sitting in 4th. Does that mean his job's safe, or do you think?
No. The thing is, right, before Levine got sacked, I'm pretty sure Anne Budge came out with a similar statement.
Yeah, she did.
Before Hecky got sacked, I'm pretty sure we came out with a similar statement saying we back. Like, it's just.
So it's kind of like a poison chalice in a way.
It's just there to give the fans a sense of stability and say, look, everything's fine. But behind the scenes, like, the board will probably know that that's not good enough. And yeah, I think the excuse was. So I don't know. I don't think I've read the statement from the board, but I think one of the things they said, from what I hear, is that obviously they've let a lot of their attackers go. Like, Watkins got recalled. They've sold Cosgrove, and Hedges is now out. So I think they're kind of just waiting on these new signings. Obviously, Hendry, Canberry, and
Fraser Hornby.
Fraser Hornby, who, well, just to kind of see how they do this second half of the season. But
of course, Canberry didn't play on Saturday. His work permit still wasn't sorted out, so obviously he hasn't had a chance to get in the squad yet. So.
How hard to get a Swiss work permit? I guess Brexit. Damn, really impacting the game.
Yeah, I guess.
That's why they lost.
The thing about Aberdeen is like I said, we were comfortable the whole game. Like we were so comfortable dealing with them. It was unreal. I think McInnes said the game was even until the penalty. Like that's rubbish. Like we could have been 2-0 up before we scored the penalty.
Yeah.
With Aberdeen.
I think if you saw was it this weekend the club match report, the most biased thing you would ever read.
Oh my, the basically coming out with the pitch was ropey and the referees were taking the day off and it was never a penalty in this, and it's like, come on, it's like you'd expect a bit more class from something that's being put out by the club officially, but they're obviously just bitter because they've lost third place, so that's that. But yeah, if anyone's read it, they should. It's hilarious, especially if you're a Hibby. Go and read it. It's funny. I'm sure most Hibbies have at this point. Who hasn't? It's going around Twitter, but it's fucking hilarious, really.
They were actually discussing the McInnes situation on BBC Sports Sound prior to the Hibs Aberdeen game.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who it was had made a comment, but they basically said that it's too late in the season now to sack Derek McInnes.
You've got 6 games until the split.
Because you've only got 6 games until the split, and another 5 games after that. So you've got 11 games till the end of the season. Who do you bring in to manage a club for 11 games? And you could argue, obviously, Tommy Wright's now, in there for 11 games.
Yeah.
But they were basically saying if Aberdeen want to change anything, they'll give McInnes till the end of the season and see where they've ended up. Have they ended up fourth?
Third,
have they ended up
fifth,
first?
kind of thing,
Are they maybe even in fifth? And for me personally, I'd
keep them.
Personally, I'm thinking, if I was an Aberdeen fan at this stage of the season, I wouldn't want McInnes to go because it would just shake the club up, and it's instability at a time where you need to be consistent. Outside of maybe the top 2, I would say that 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then obviously the bottom 6 is an absolute mess. But I would say sort of the rest of your top 6 teams are still quite open. And a loss to a team like Hibs for Aberdeen is pushing them further down the table, and it could be a disastrous situation. For example, if Aberdeen go and play Livingston and get having sacked McInnes and then get smashed 3-0 and just keep going further down the table, and I don't think as the board or as a fan you would want to argue, well, what if we'd kept McInnes? So it will get till the end of the season, but it just depends on whether Aberdeen finally think, after all these seasons in charge, could we try something a bit different and a new philosophy and a new mentality.
I think the fans have made their mind up. I think they're all done. Yeah, they've had to watch that for 9 years. How long has it been in charge? So, I think it's just. I just
didn't know that Rey Mysterio was such a big fan of Aberdeen. I don't know if anyone's seen the photos of the McInnes Out banners at the club shop and stuff, but
no.
There's a guy dressed in a Mexican lucha mask, so it was quite funny.
So from 4th place to 5th, Livingston lost their first they lost the first game in 14, losing their unbeaten run to St Johnstone in kind of a preview of the League Cup final in 2 weeks' time. Did anyone see this one?
I mean, it can still go either way in the final. I think I didn't pay attention to the game, but
it looked
at the
pretty
result. I think it
minutes
can.
of it.
Yeah, I think it can go anyway in the final.
But even
Yeah.
Marvin Bartley came out and said that kind of losing this unbeaten run could be a good thing. Because
Might make
there's
them
not-
hungry because they might have got complacent. So yeah, I guess it.
Exactly,
I can
it
see.
makes themselves kind of not have the pressure on them of continuing this run and winning the final at the same time.
The only problem is that with the sort of players that they are sort of out the squad just now, with Livingston, St Johnstone were able to exploit that at the weekend, and that's how they came away with the win. And if they players aren't back for the cup final, St Johnstone could exploit that again. Although I don't think if you're a manager, you're going to let that happen. Like, you'll know from that game, right? This is where we got exploited, because if they don't put players in that can cover that, or have the players back that weren't in the squad at the weekend, it's going to be probably will be St Johnstone's cup to lose at that point. But I would agree it's wide open. It's a wide open League Cup final.
See their goals. Didn't St Johnstone score from 2 set pieces as well? I swear, like, they scored from set pieces against us as well in the semi final. Like they just. So, I don't know. That tells me like the reason they beat Livy. I mean, I didn't see the game, but
Both from set pieces.
Not to do with style of play, but just to do with how well they are drilled for set pieces.
Do you reckon that's something that David Martindale will emphasise in the lead up to the cup final to try and
the strange thing is, like,
defend
you
the
think
set
that
pieces?
Livy are. Yeah, the strange thing is you think that Livy are strong from set pieces as well. That's kind of how I think of them. So I don't know. Maybe it is like having players out. I think is it Guthrie was out, I think, for Livingston. So yeah, that would have been tough. They're losing a centre back, obviously defending from set pieces, but no, yeah, like, I can go anyway. Really, that cup final. Still, but yeah, the winning run had to come to an end at some point for Livy. They weren't realistically gonna just keep on winning, I think, and they did well enough to get to 14. So I kind of probably would tend to agree with what Bartley said, that it probably does take the pressure off, I guess, because if they kept on winning and then they get to the cup final, it's I don't know, the media's kind of egging you up, the winning run, if you lose this, I don't know, more pressure. The media's good at putting pressure on teams like that. But
Livingston closing gap on Aberdeen to 5 points.
Yeah.
Oh, obviously they could have made that up to 2, but they're still only 5 points behind. So if Aberdeen carry on the way they are, you never know, they can finish in 4th. St Johnstone jump up to 8th, just 3 points off the top 6. We move from the end of an unbeaten one to the end of a winless run as Dundee United win 2-0 at Ross County. Again, this was one that Ross County
scored a goal.
Yeah, Dundee United, they scored 2 goals.
Oh,
Wow.
Lawrence Shanklin scored.
Yeah, Shanklin had quite a few chances. I saw the highlights for this one. Loads of chances for him to run in behind, but he didn't score until the 63rd minute from a counter attack, and then the second one was from a set piece. Ryan Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
It was Shanklin's first goal since the wonder goal against St Johnstone, which really tells you something about Dundee United, and that's that they rely on Lawrence Shanklin for goals.
Yeah.
And as much as Nicky Clark's obviously their top goal scorer, somebody needs to either feed Clark or feed Shanklin. And I don't know if it's like a link-up sort of thing. I don't know if it's like you can't have one without the other with Dundee. You've got to have Nicky Clark and Lawrence Shanklin. If both of them are on their game, it's a good game.
Well, the thing is, Mark McNulty hasn't scored since December.
Yeah.
They play the 3 of them together. The problem is, like, they're trying to fit 3 strikers in a system where they don't have anyone feeding them in. They don't have a creative midfielder. Like, I'm pretty sure their midfielders, Fuchs and
Butcher.
What? Butcher. Yeah. So Butcher's like a traditional, like scrapping. He scraps about in the midfield and wins the ball back. And Fuchs just seems like a pretty energetic kind of box-to-box player. I don't know. I mean, this is from what I can tell seeing them this season, but there's not like a proper like creative player. Like neither one of those midfielders is going to thread a pass through for Shanklin. So
It looks like Dundee United have built that team around Shankland, which worked in the Championship clearly.
yeah,
By the
But
Premiership
not
doesn't
in
work.
Premiership.
And there's a goal update. Celtic have scored against St Mirren.
Oh, I've just got that just now.
Yeah,
Who was it?
Wait,
the Aussie.
yeah, Tom Rogic.
Oh right, okay. Not the
Shane
Aussie, the Aussie.
McGrath has just went off as well. Arguably one of St Mirren's better players.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like a shoulder injury.
Yeah, look, they pulled his shoulder.
They've done the jersey sling. I mean, so far looking at the stats, I mean that was Celtic's first shot, and it resulted in a goal. So I don't know, not much to take away from the game.
Because it's Rogic.
Possession's 50-50. It's an early goal, but yeah.
I can assume it's a wonder goal, right? If it's Rogic.
No, it's a nice placement, to be fair.
All right, okay.
I think just to go back to Dundee United, with what I said there about a sort of it's a partnership between Nicky Clark and Lon Shankland or Shankland and McNulty. Maybe this summer Dundee should maybe look at sort of try to switch that formation up and getting that number 10 or that midfielder that can thread that pass through is what they need. I don't think three strikers up front's their best system. I think they should have one of those strikers as a substitute, bring them on if the other one's not doing well and sort of rotate them, rather than trying to start three strikers up front.
At the weekend, they did have the two up front. They had McNulty and Shanklin up front, and then Nicky Clark on the bench, who didn't come off.
I mean, when Clark's been playing, they've had McNulty like out in the right wing. Like that's how they've been trying to play. But McNulty,
you can't play in that. You can't play natural out and out strikers and finishers on the wings. That's been witnessed at the start of this season when we were playing Tony Watt as a left winger, and we had like Callum lying out on the right. And then there was times where we'll play Devante Cole on the left as well, or there was times at the start of the season where you'd have like we'd do the same. We'd play three strikers up front, and Callum Lang, Chris Long, and Tony Watt, and you'd play two of them on the wings. It just doesn't work. Strikers like to be centralised, so all they would do is just push them three strikers into the middle, which just creates space on the wings for your fullbacks of the opposing team.
Same with like Hickey always tried to. I think it was Hickey and Lennon. They both tried to shift Canberra to the left wing, and it just didn't work.
No.
Nah.
Going to the last game on Saturday, St Mirren 2-0 win over Kilmarnock. I think the big news from this game is that Tommy Wright, after this game, was appointed Kilmarnock manager, which I'm talking to Marcus earlier. He said it was a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, it's just a sideways step for it. Like, from his career point of view, I don't see what he can achieve at Kilmarnock that he couldn't have achieved at St Johnstone. They're probably similar budgets.
I think it's just because he was available more than anything. And I think Killie probably offered him a little bit more than he was getting paid when he used to be at St Johnstone.
I think it shows a bit of a lack of ambition from Killie, though, because they know exactly what they're getting with Tommy Wright, and that's where you're going to be comfortably mid-table, but not really do much and kind of play really safe football. Like, I don't know, it's just not a really impressive appointment. They could have, like for example, with Motherwell, I think Graham Alexander, he's a bit of an unknown. You don't really know what kind of football he's going to play. He doesn't, as well, he's not experienced in the league, so it's a good kind of fit, we're both kind of finding out a bit more. We're finding out what he's like as a manager, and he's discovering the league. And he seems to be playing good football, but I don't know, like Killie could have gotten a bit more of an unknown, like taking a risk. Like the fans have just probably one of the most successful periods under Steve Clark that Killie have had for a long time. And they played some really good football under him. So now it just seems like the board are going from that to we just want to be safe in mid-table. Like under Tommy Wright, they're not going to push for top 4 or anything like they were under Steve Clark. So I don't know. I'd be underwhelmed if I was a Killie fan.
The thing is, Tommy Wright is St Johnstone's probably one of the most successful managers who ever managed St Johnstone.
Well,
so
I think that tells you more about St Johnstone though as a club than it does.
It possibly could tell it that way. But do you reckon Killie are trying to repeat what they had with Steve Clark? We're trying to find a manager that. Obviously, they won't be able to find someone like Steve Clark. We talked about that last week. But do you reckon they're trying to find a manager who'd bring them a sort of success in terms of
I mean,
winning a cup or two.
I could be proved wrong to be fair, but if they think that he's gonna pull them back into the top half of the table consistently, not just finishing sixth one season, but like I don't necessarily think he's the best appointment for that. I don't know. Anytime a manager leaves a club, we're all like, oh, who's it going to bring in? But the thing is, like, there's tons of managers floating around England, even around Europe. Like, there's always somebody out there. Like Tommy Wright, you can't tell me Tommy Wright was the only option available. Like, they could have kind of taken their time with it and really, I don't know, push the boat out. Like, you want Scottish football in general needs to be a bit more adventurous, and I think Tommy Wright is just a very safe appointment, and I don't see what it's necessarily going to achieve. I don't see it progressing Kilmarnock as a football club, but I could be proved wrong. But yeah, it's just very safe.
I think it's just like a fear factor for Kilmarnock to re-sign it, like, or to sign on a manager from a foreign country. Obviously, I mean, Northern Ireland you can class as an overseas manager, but still the UK.
I mean, they tried getting someone from overseas with Alessio.
Alessio,
that didn't really work
and
out
then
well.
there was talk
as well. Like, they weren't doing that bad in the league, and they got rid of Alessio, so that was a really strange one.
No, yeah, it seemed they backed him as this sort of Steve Clark replacement project manager, and then immediately gave him no time.
Yeah,
Foreign managers don't get that much time in Scotland. Northern Irish and Scottish managers seem to do an English, but anyone else, and it seems they don't get given.
I completely agree with that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I actually remember reading a thing about him at the time that he really struggled with English, so it was really hard for him to actually say what he wanted from the team and the tactics.
Well, that comes down to Kilmarnock researching somebody who doesn't speak English, though, right?
You can have an Italian translator, like, it's not, there are translators out there. But, or interpreters, I should say. Sorry, that is my degree, I should know that. But, yeah.
Yeah, and then the game on St Mirren one, I'll say, touch on St Mirren. I think three wins out of the last four. That's not too bad. They're in the top six. Things are looking pretty good for them. Obviously not right now if they're losing to Celtic.
Still a long time to go.
Exactly. Yeah, it's still got 6 games. In fact, they've got 7 games after this. Before the split, so
which is what their chairman said they would do at the start of the season.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. If they're aiming for top half, they're on that right now. I think they have to see off the opposition from Dundee United and St Johnstone, but I think they
maybe
could.
St Johnstone. I'd be more afraid of St Johnstone coming to take that top half spot.
Then again, if you look at the table,
another absolutely stupid challenge from Brown there.
When isn't a challenge from Scott Brown?
Absolutely dirty.
But yeah, looking at the table, you've got Dundee United. They've got 31 points. St Johnstone on 30 points, and then St Mirren have 32, but they have 2 games in hand on those two. So I think it's probably a bit too early to judge, but I think 6th place is theirs to lose.
Yeah.
Probably, yep.
And I think we'll move to the last game on Sunday, which, after sacking one of their commentators for saying the word jobby, Hamilton snatched a point against Rangers at home. Do you want to cover this one?
Yeah, mate. I wouldn't say snatched, to be honest. I think they deserved the 3 points, to be honest. So if anything, they lost 2 points because Rangers were absolutely shocking. That was literally the worst I've seen them all season. It was a poor performance all round. The only praise I can give was the subs when they came on, and obviously Alan McGregor. Very poor performance. There's nothing I can really say about it, to be honest. It's just from the striking force to the defence. It's just horrendous. But I was impressed when Scott Wright came on. He changed the game, and obviously Ryan Jack on as well, changing the game a wee bit for Rangers, put a wee bit more pace into the game, an actual urgency into the game. Goal came from an own goal, so it was a good cross anyway. But there's literally no. The only positives I can take is we got the point. Really, that's how poor we were. But hopefully that wakes the team up a bit for the next game and against Kilmarnock at Ibrox. So it just hopefully wakes them up. Just like the title's no won yet, and you keep going.
Do you think
Take every game.
that in the same way that obviously Marvin Bartley came out and said that losing the unbeaten run for Livy was a kind of a good thing? Do you reckon this draw here is a good thing in a way that it'll kind of wake the team up?
Soon
a bit?
find out, mate. We'll soon find out. It could go either way. Yeah, I don't think I can't see Rangers playing worse than that, because that was a dire performance. I don't know if anyone else watched the game. I think Marcus, you watched a bit of it as well.
I watched the second half. Yeah.
Yeah, it was absolutely.
I think
dire to
Rangers
watch.
seem to rarely. I mean, they've been quite impressive this season, but they just weren't able to string 2 and 2 together that game.
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I totally agree. I can't disagree with you for this once, mate. Nah, it was a pure show, man. Yeah, we're lucky to get the draw, to be honest. So I would call that a point gained, to be honest. Yeah, we need to focus on Kilmarnock now at Ibrox. I really don't know how this game's going to go. It depends how we play, but it's at Ibrox, so it's not on. It's not on. There's not on some terrible AstroTurf in the Fountain of Youth Stadium. I obviously, if that's the case, I'm not saying it's an excuse. Then it's a very, very poor excuse for that. If the players are blaming the pitch, but it's just a terrible performance. But lucky to the draw, to be honest. Nothing really I can see.
Praise to Hamilton as well, because they were the best.
Yeah, no, I've got to praise Hamilton. They closed us down. Brian Rice said after the game to just go and have a go. Our Rangers, instead of sitting us off, they actually attacked us in the face, which kind of shaped up our defence a wee bit. Like they were pressing really high and forced us into mistakes. And got to give credit to Hamilton for that. Like,
I mean, they're bottom of the league. What have they got to lose? You know, they're
exactly.
leaders. They're not expected to get anything. So that's
This might keep them in the league. Then this might be the start of keeping them in the league. Usually cling on.
They're on 20 points at the moment, and then Ross County above them with 23, and then Hamilton have 2 games in hand over Ross County. So, does give them an opportunity to get out. A point's a point at the end of the day for a team at the bottom.
Mm-hmm. A point's a point for when you're playing that bad, to be honest.
Exactly, yeah. So getting beat as well. Yeah, no, it's.
I was quite impressed. Well, not really impressed, but I agreed with Alan McGregor's post-match interview. That was pretty comedy gold, to be honest.
They let him give interviews?
Yeah.
He, by the way, at the 90 minutes, he was raging. Like the camera just.
I was fuming.
You see him screaming just into
yeah. Well, can you blame him? To be honest.
I mean, they do say goalies are, a bit mental. All of them, you know what I mean. So,
if most goalies are mental, he must be absolutely off the scale. No, but he's a credit to having the team, and I've got to give him credit when it's due as well. He did his part, but then he said after the game, he was like, "I'd rather play rubbish and win than play this well and get a draw." That's what he said in his post-match, and fair play. Like, I couldn't agree more with him, because obviously I was a keeper myself. He played well, but that's the only credit I can really give to the team. Scott Wright got his debut briefly. I thought he played well as well. He did okay when he was on. So that's the only positives I can take from Rangers, to be honest. But hopefully we should hopefully play a lot better at Ibrox against Kilmarnock, and then get another hopefully 3 points towards the title.
It was only the 8th goal that Rangers have conceded this season, which
that's pretty poor. That was the most shots that Alan McGregor has had to save. That's the busiest Alan McGregor's been this season. What can I say, mate? That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and I think we should move on to quickly touch on the games that have happened this midweek. Touch quickly, get your immediate post-match reaction from Killie versus Motherwell.
I mean, there was only the 8th goal that Rangers have conceded this season, which is,
Touch quickly, get your immediate post-match reaction from Killie versus Motherwell. Killie versus Motherwell. Killie versus Motherwell.
Painful to watch at times. Kilmarnock had a good chances, especially in the second half. It was a shot dragged quite inches wide of the post. Obviously, I'm really happy to get the win, but it's just another great bit of sort of counter attack, and Alan Campbell manages to hit it through. But it was a win, but it wasn't a convincing win, and I really hope that there's a gear stepped up from Hamilton, because I know that they're going to be hungry, having scraped the draw with Rangers. So I hope that we sort of step up as well, because for a team like Hamilton to draw with Rangers, it's a good morale boost for them, and it just puts nerves on us when we're scraping 1-0 wins against Killie.
The 3 points away from home isn't a bad, but then again, that is a managerless Killie. That Tommy Wright hasn't taken over just yet. He wasn't in charge today. So 3 points away from home, that's not too bad. Thinking of it that way, I guess. And then obviously the Celtic game is going on at the moment, with them 1-0 up. Livingston versus Hamilton was called off due to the heavy snow.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should move on.
I mean, heavy's an understatement. I don't know if you saw, they showed a wee video of them trying to kick the ball around the pitch. No bright yellow ball can save you. It just went under the snow.
Kind of like my feet just went straight under the snow here when I was trying to walk to Tesco's earlier. It's bad around here. I think we should move on to a quiz.
Yeah, so it's not really got a theme this week, but I'm hoping it's a good couple of questions for you all, and then everyone else listening as well. I hope
Get right into it.
it's a bit challenging, so we'll get straight into it. So
I really don't care who wins this one unless it's Marcus.
Anyone but Marcus.
Anyone but Marcus, yeah.
We welcome the chase.
1 week we should just do like a game of the chase and just have Marcus as the chaser.
Oh yeah, we should. That's a good idea.
So my first question for you is, which goalkeeper holds the record for the longest period of time without conceding a goal in league competitions in Scotland, and a bonus point if you can guess the minutes to the nearest 100?
Oh my god.
Oh man. Is it no?
I kind of want to go with Fraser Forster.
Is it John McLaughlin?
No, Sam's got it.
Fraser Forster, hey, there you go, that's a good one. Which season was that? Was that the season he was here most recently, or
I think it was the
from
unbeaten
before?
season, Paul. Maybe.
I had it up. Just give me a wee second. I didn't actually put what season it was. It was in the.
Was it the season before we moved down to Southampton, possibly?
I'm sure you're
12,
Yeah,
13,
I'm sure you're right.
or 13, 14.
It was the 13-14
13,
season,
14, yeah. I think that was the time we wrapped. That was our previous quickest title wrap up that season.
Does anyone want to take? You just want to go round and take a guess at a number of minutes?
792.
938.
Nope.
860.
Nope.
It's over 1,000.
It's over 1,000.
Oh shit. 1,402.
Nope.
1,728.
No, right. I'll put you out of your misery.
1,500.
200.
1,215 to be exact.
Alright.
So it's a point to Sam there. My next one is Scottish League 2 side Cowdenbeath have a very unique stadium. What's unique about that stadium?
It's a dog racing track.
Yeah, Marcus has got it. It's a stock car racing track as well. And also known as the Cowdenbeath Race Wall.
Yeah, it's got that like grey ring round it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which just means that the minimal fans sit so far back from the action.
It's the second most disgusting looking ground in Scottish football.
What's second to Hamilton?
Nah, Tynecastle, of course.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I guess that.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not too pretty looking, eh? But with a big like rubber like tires are sitting around on. Oh.
To be fair, it looks better than Easter Road.
There we go.
Just going recycled. All right.
Right. Question 3. Who's Scotland's record inbound transfer fee? There's 2 bonus points up for grabs on
Edward.
this one.
Edward's 9 million.
One
Edward,
for the fee.
8-point-something million. I think.
No, right. There's 2 bonus points. 1 for the fee and 1 for the club the player moved from and to.
Is one
Edward
person?
PSG, I think.
PSG
I
to
can
Celtic.
tell you Edwards isn't right.
Is it
Edward's
Dado
not
Bristol?
right.
Oh no,
Nope.
there was someone from 13 million that Rangers signed in the 90s.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I want to say like Alan Hutton or Giovanni van Bronckhorst from like PSV to Rangers for like 8.5 million or something like that.
Nope.
Oh, what's his
Yeah,
name? Isn't it that Norwegian guy? I can't remember his name.
Sam's right with Norwegian. I'll give him that.
What's his name? I'm gonna guess it's like 11 million or something.
I think it's like 13 million or something like that.
No.
I couldn't name a single Norwegian Rangers player, if I'm being honest, right? Like,
Torre,
Kyle,
is
do
it
you wanna
Torre
have a-
Andre Flo from
Oh, of course
Chelsea?
it's
Yeah. Andy's got it.
For about
Sorry, Andrew.
Something about 12
Chelsea.
million, 11 million, 12 million.
He's just got 3 points because he's just got it all.
Oh
It's
my
Torrey
God.
Andrew Flo from Chelsea to Rangers for £12 million.
Okay,
wow.
should have done
I
that.
remember
that?
him. That was like early 2000s, right? It was
It
that
was, it was my birthday actually. It was the 20th of November 2000.
Oh, there you
Wait.
go.
Transfer.
Yeah.
I thought you had a triple barrel name.
So yous were right with Edward. Edward's the second highest transfer fee paid from PSG to Celtic for about £8.5 million.
Yeah, 8.5.
Right, so my next one is true or false, Aberdeen have won the UEFA Super Cup.
True.
True.
I thought they won the Cup Winners' Cups. It's false.
No, but I think the Cup Winners' Cup winners back in the day, the Cup Winners' Cup winners played the European Cup winners instead of like
The Super
Europa
Cup.
League.
They've won two European trophies. They've won the Cup Winners' Cup once.
Oh, and then the Super
And the
Cup.
Super Cup, yeah.
Yeah, so Kyle was it Kyle? Kyle, you said true first, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Think
me
so.
and Kyle.
Oh, Marcus, go away.
So
Nah,
right,
you're all right,
I
mate.
do have another 2 bonus points if you can guess the year and the club.
So the
19...
1982. 'Cause
Nope.
I think. Oh, did they not win
No,
in
it's
England? Maybe they won in
1970. 1970.
Nope.
No, it was,
Before
It
Rangers
would
won.
be
it
the
was
year
early
after
80s.
their UEFA Cup.
1983 Bayern Munich.
So Marcus, you get a point for
No
1983.
way.
Yeah,
How is
because they
he
beat
getting
Real
these,
Madrid
man?
in the European Cup Winners' Cup final. So then who won the European Championships in '83? I think it was like Notts Forest or someone like that, right? No, they were the '70s. Liverpool? Did they beat Liverpool?
Oh,
Nope.
no, it was an English team, but I can't remember who it was.
It wasn't an English team.
Oh, no.
80s.
Ajax.
Nope.
Was it Hamburg? Was it the Kevin
Hamburg.
Keegan Hamburg team?
Hamburg.
Oh damn.
Oh.
Hamburg. Right. 3 managers in Scottish football share the record for winning the most league cups. There's a point for each one.
Neil Lennon.
No.
Jock Stein.
Jock
Walter
Stein is
Smith.
one
Walter
of
Smith.
Jock Stein, Walter Smith is 2 of them. Can you
Alan
get the
McCoist?
other one? Nope.
John Gregg.
Nope.
I think Celtic have won the most league cups. It's probably a Celtic manager as well. Who's trying to think
Yeah,
who was here for at least 4 seasons.
Actually, it's
Oh, Martin O'Neill.
no. We're going quite far back. So it's the manager was East Fife and Rangers.
Where's Rangers?
Oh,
Oh.
Rangers manager.
East Fife as well.
Wait.
Oh my.
Oh, mate, this is gonna annoy me. Nah.
jeez.
Nah.
Was it like back early days? I'm guessing.
We're talking like 1930s, yeah.
Oh god. The only name I could pull out is John Greig, but
I have no idea on 30s managers.
nah.
Scott Simon.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you.
club legend.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Right. Got 3 more to go. So, Hampden famously had 8 rows of seats removed for the 2014 Commonwealth Games for the athletics, which reduced the capacity. What was it to the nearest thousand?
49,000.
Nope.
45,000.
47,000.
48,000.
51,000.
Nope.
39,000.
Nope.
Because Hampden's like high 50s, high 50,000, right? So it's probably, if they removed 4,000, probably like 54,000.
Nope.
47,000.
Nope.
We're just gonna guess every thousand, yeah.
44.
42,000.
44, Sam got it.
Oh,
there you go.
Oh, yo, I said 44.
Is it?
I thought you said 55.
Yes. No, not yet, mate. End of the season it will be, yeah.
You know what?
No,
I'll give
So re-roll this, right? Once Sam's uploaded it. I said 44.
we'll double check when
I'm
I've
pretty-
listened through it. Yeah.
I will check on it in the chat later.
No
Right,
problem. We'll take it back to the SFA next week.
No, mate. All the SFA things are going against us at the moment. Anyway, we'll continue. We move. Any more questions?
Right. Belstruth main stand in Govan is the largest stand of Ibrox Stadium. Famous for the brick facade, and what is it that makes it special?
It's red brick, and it's got a marble staircase.
And it's
got
crumbling
It's got
down.
3 tiers. It's got 3 tiers.
It's something to do with the actual building.
It's
The
oh
oldest-
my god! It's a heritage
Is it
site
a
or something.
listed building or something?
It's a list. Yeah. Oh, Sam's got it.
Sam's got it. Category.
Yeah, I was gonna give it. I knew I was just gonna give it to Sam.
Oh yeah, sure.
See, I
sure.
want to hear your answers. I want to hear your answers.
Okay, I'll take this one, and then you can have the Hampden one.
I'll do that then. So I will give Kyle the point for the Hampden one, just to avoid any fights. So, who is Hibs' shortest serving manager?
Heckenbaum.
No.
Oh my god! No.
Shortest serving. Oh jeez. It's not Neil Lennon, is it?
No.
No.
Terry Butcher.
Nope.
No, of course not.
Is it Jack Ross?
No.
It won't be Jack Ross.
I mean,
no.
today kind of thing. Yeah.
What year was it?
It was.
What era?
2002.
2002.
Swayze.
Scorsese, aye.
Oh my
That's Rosie.
Oh god, yeah.
Right,
Was he-
bonus
was he
point.
Because
French
it was Bobby Williamson from 2004, and then you said that 2002. I was like, what? Who was him? Because it was Alex McLeish we had, and of course it was Soze. Oh my god.
How many days for a bonus point to the nearest 10?
7.
Is it 30?
10 games.
70.
Nope. Sam again, 70.
Oh.
Oh damn.
69 days. Right.
Oh, I thought you said how many games. So I was like, 70
many days?
games.
Oh
How many days?
my.
Right. Do we want the scores on the doors?
Yeah, what's the?
Go for it.
I reckon it's
Marcus,
Sam or Andy that's won it.
No, I only got like 3 there. I think.
No, you.
So
More than me.
Marcus, you've lost a quiz.
Hey!
Oh, thank God.
Marcus with 2 points, Kyle with 3 points. Sam, you've got 3 points as well,
Oh, nice.
and Andy has 5 because he got
Oh.
all the what was it? You got
The Tory Andrew Flo
Tory
one.
Andrew Flo question.
Yeah, I've done my family proud.
If I get a Rangers question right.
Overspending bastards.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not even going to comment. It's really not worth my breath, to be honest.
No,
They're just hurting over the season. They're just hurting. I know you're hurting, Andy. Don't worry.
I think we should move on to previewing the weekend's games before there's a fight.
Fist fights over Discord.
So we've got 5 games on Saturday. The first of those is they're all at the same time, but the first of those on the list is Aberdeen versus St Mirren, which could be an interesting one.
Yep. I'm going to back Aberdeen, I think.
Draw. I think that's a draw for me. I think Aberdeen bounce back, but they don't win. It's a draw.
I'll back Aberdeen by 1-0, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 1-0 Aberdeen as well. I think we should start writing these down and then actually seeing.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do that.
Right.
I'll keep a note, gentlemen. I'll keep a note of them all, and then someone gets a virtual Mars bar if you win.
Virtual Mars bar. Which is like a picture of the Mars bar in the chat.
You just said in the chat. Right.
Mars bar.
Aberdeen versus St Midden. Right, what are we all going for, Trip? So Kyle was going for a 1-0. I don't know
I was
if
gonna go for
I'm
1-0.
person. Okay, who else is going for Sam? What are you going for?
Oh, 1-0 Aberdeen as well.
1-0 Aberdeen. Okay, anyone else?
1-1.
Oh, okay.
Nelson Mirren.
I think it'll be
Ooh.
1-1. I think it'll be a tie again.
So it's Lewis with a 1-0 St Mirren. And then, what did you say, Andy?
I'm going 1-1 as well.
Because you're a realist, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Just
See-
because I'm a realist.
See, if it is 1-1, do me and Andy both get a point each?
You
Yeah.
both get a Mars bar, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
Love it.
I should actually, when I should or the loser who gets the most wrong should have to buy the winners an actual Mars bar on Amazon Prime or something.
Yeah. By the end of the season, the person who's bottom of the table or whatever.
Yeah.
Aye.
Could do that.
That
Right.
sounds
Most point, yeah. We're doing different. If you get the correct result and then if you get the correct score, kind of thing. So
I don't know if you can send
like
a Mars bar in the post though.
you
that'd
can
be
go on Amazon Prime,
quick
couldn't you, and
weird.
then just send it.
Just wait
Send-
till the shops are open and then just buy a Mars bar.
Yeah.
Fake.
Right. Okay.
Aye, okay.
Next game.
Next game is Dundee United versus Livingston.
Dundee v Livy. Right. Okay. I am going to back Livingston here.
Same.
Think-
I don't think Livingston will drop points again after last week. I think they'll get back to winning ways, especially against the Dundee United team that,
Oh,
despite
yeah.
scoring two, I don't think they're gonna, continue scoring regularly or anything. I'm thinking 2-1 actually. I think
2-1 Livy, Marcus. Yeah.
2-1 to Levy. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
I'm going 1-0. I'm going 1-0 Livy because I just don't see Dundee United scoring.
Same here.
Score
I'm
from a set
going to
piece.
go for 2. I'm going to go for 2-0 Livy.
So I'm going to 2-0 Livy. Lewis and Andy are left.
I think Livy will go for 3.
3.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see what
3-0.
they do.
Are you saying 3-0?
3-0.
Oh,
Is it
jeez.
because you're a realist?
Realist.
Exactly.
score
Just because I'm such a realist.
Yeah.
Realist?
I'll go 2-0 with it.
2 Livy for Lewis. Okay. I need to write these down quick. Right, go. Next game.
Motherwell versus Hamilton. Here's the next game.
Go. I'm sorry, Lewis. I think this will end in a draw. I'm going to say. I'm going to go one each. I was either going to debate, like, are they going to score 2 each or are they going to score 1 each?
I think I'm going to go for a 3-2 Motherwell win.
Wow.
I can see either side winning, to be honest. I think.
If Hamilton play like how they played against us, they'll definitely be in for a game, 100%.
I'm going to say 2-1 Ackies. I'm really sorry, Lewis.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, 2-1 Ackies.
At Fir Park, remember?
They have a really good record at Fir Park, though, Ackies. Like, if you look back, they've won quite a few derbies there. So.
Andy, what about for yourself, mate?
I think Aki's are going to win. Aki's going to win a nice 1-0. The cockroach club that never dies.
They'll get the points and stay up.
This is the beginning of their survival run, you're saying?
Lewis, what do you think?
We're wanting a real score, a realist score.
Yeah, so a realist.
As a realist, what's your score?
So as an honest defender of the Motherwell truth. I think I'd have to be realistic. It will probably be 1-1.
Oh, let's go with me. Okay.
The next game is Rangers versus Killie.
Let's see these.
Rangers will bounce back. Though with a win. I don't see Killie. So Tommy Wright will have taken charge by then, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Tommy Wright off to a banger. 2-1 for me to Killie.
Do you want
Okay,
that?
Andy. I'm not gonna say nothing, mate.
It's only because he's such a realist.
Bothering with it now.
Yeah, Andy, do you want that Mars bar or no?
I mean,
now I actually really
I have
want
pride, you know.
Yeah.
Have faith and pride.
Well,
more than
that
any
your
Mars
glorious 10 is going to be back on.
Exactly.
Right, okay, mate.
if
If it does, you can have my flag.
And do I get to burn it?
Well, you can do what you want with it, mate.
Yeah, Tommy Wright's first game back. I don't see him doing anything too special against Rangers. 3-0 for me.
Killie or Rangers?
Rangers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just make sure.
Just after I say that, I don't think Tommy Wright will win or do anything too much.
I mean, you never know.
I'm going to say 3-1 Rangers, again for the same reasons.
What are you saying, Sam? Sorry?
3-1.
3-1. Okay. Lewis? 2-1 Rangers. 2-1. Okay. Right. I think we'll bounce back pretty hard with this one. Steven Gerrard will definitely have the players hopefully fired up for this one at Ibrox. Conceded 1 goal at Ibrox this season. I'm gonna go 3-0. I think I'm just gonna go with Marcus. Go 3-0. I was gonna say 2, but I think we'll bounce back hard from this one. Rightio. I'll have a wee tally and I'll put it in the chat later, gentlemen.
And then the last game on Saturday, Ross County versus Hibs.
What was that?
Right.
That one?
I think so. We absolutely battered Aberdeen last week. The thing about County is I don't think they're going to sit back like a lot of teams do. I think because they're at home. Hamilton, obviously, they've got Hamilton breathing down their neck. I think Hughes is going to have them looking to have a go at us. They're gonna come out attacking, and to be honest, that's going to probably be the worst thing they can do against this Hibs team, because if they leave space in behind, Martin Boyle's going to run them ragged. Same with Jamie Murphy and Cadden and the rest of them. And we're just generally, like I said earlier, the squad is gelling really well. I think we're going to pick them off. And I think it's going to be 3-0 Hibs.
See, Hibs haven't won at Ross County since 2017. I was going to say that until...
Realist.
It doesn't matter, though. I mean, we've only not won there until we end up winning there again. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I get what you mean.
He's 27 till he's 28.
exactly.
He's not finished, he's only 28.
I mean, if we play anywhere near as good as we did on Saturday, I think we'll give them a real doing. And County have been picking up like a few points here and there, but as well, like we've been really defensively solid. I'm really confident Darren McGregor, and the rest of the defence, Doig and Cadden as well. I just think we'll pick them off. And Martin Boyle, I can see Boyle scoring. I'd like Doig to get a goal because he's not had one in a wee while. It'd just be nice for him. Doig, and a cheeky one for Irvin, get his first for the club, and that'd be nice. 3-0.
I'm gonna be a realist and say 2-1 Hibs.
2-1. Oh,
Fair enough.
I reckon it'll be a close game.
I'm going to say for this one, obviously, I watched Hibs against Aberdeen. I thought Hibs were brilliant against Aberdeen. Picked them off pretty easily. I'm going to go with, I'm going to say 2-0 Hibs.
That's a very fair. I wouldn't. I'd like a 2-0.
You said 3.
Well, I'd take a 2. I think it's going to be 3.
I think it's 1-0 St Mirren for me.
St Mirren?
What?
Wait, who are we talking about?
Andy.
Sorry, I zoned out. Who are
You've
Hibs
done it
playing?
again,
2 weeks in a row, we've had a meltdown.
You've
Who are
done
Hibs
it
playing?
again, Andy.
County.
Who are Hibs playing?
Ross County. You said Ross County. That was in my brain. I think 1-0
Was
Ross
it?
County. Yeah,
obviously
because
it
you're
was in your
saying how
brain.
Ross County Hibs haven't won since 2017. Look,
What's
What?
your prediction, man?
Fair man.
that's my point.
What's your prediction?
1-0 County.
Wow.
You're definitely not winning on Mars Bar, 100%. I mean, to be fair, if you get this result right, I will say my
I'll
apologies.
be expecting 2 Mars bars for that one.
Right, okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
What,
Lewis.
So Andy, I'm interested to hear. What about this Hibs team right now? Do you think County will do well in exploiting?
Nothing. I just think they'll have an off day. Hibs.
I mean, to be fair, we are Hibs.
County will capitalise on that.
We do tend to do that. We do have off days.
We're
but-
due an off day, to be honest, after 3 wins in a row.
Yeah, actually, that's a fair point. Maybe Andy isn't as mental as we all think he is, but
It's only because he's a realist.
the
Yeah,
life
he's
of a
only
hippie,
because I'm a realist.
the life
Just
of a
waiting on
hippie,
Lewis's prediction for
yeah.
County Hibs.
Oh, he's speaking, but it's like no coming through.
Yeah.
There we go. That better?
Yeah, man.
There we go.
Sorry, my AirPod had slid out my ear a bit. I'll go 1-0 County as well.
Wow.
2 years. Oh,
I think we could do it.
Right, so we've got our predictions for this week, gentlemen. What we doing?
we've still
Doing
got-
like sort of like a
Still got a game on Sunday as well.
have we? Oh, my apologies. I've not
St.
looked at
John-
that.
Exactly.
St Johnstone versus Celtic.
The big one.
oh. 2-1 Celtic. I think St Johnstone will give them a game, and they'll get a goal. They'll score first, actually. I think St Johnstone, and then Celtic will turn it on second half, and they'll end up winning.
I think this is a time to get out the old faithful and the customary 5-5.
Oh,
Yeah. Look, Sam, if you're right, I'll give you 100 Mars bars.
let's say
But
like so.
I
we
think
have
it's
to have
3-1 Celtic.
Let's say we have to have a 5-5 prediction every week, and the person who wins that gets 10 Mars balls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if there is
fair.
if there's a 5-5
Right, that's fair.
this season.
Because if you
What did
predict
you say,
that,
Andy?
then,
3-1, did you say?
3-1 Celtic.
3-1.
Over St Mirren.
just say if you predict a game to finish 5-5 and it actually does, then you know what I mean. If you put a bet on that, you'd be winning like some money, eh? So like,
I'm actually going to do that now, why not?
Aye.
Lewis, what about yourself, man?
I can't even mind what game it is.
Celtic,
Johnstone,
St Mirren.
Celtic.
St Johnstone Celtic. Saint
Johnstone,
somebody.
Celtic.
We're playing.
3-0 Celtic.
Uh-huh. I am going to go for this one. Shall I go out the blue? But it won't happen. I'm going to say 3-0 St Johnstone.
Oh.
If that happens, you're not getting any Mars bars. You're getting a telling off.
Perth's a hard place to go to, so I think
Only because the snow.
it's
try
not
and get the
that
bus
bad. It's
there
actually
now,
not
we
that bad
can't,
at
so-
the upper area. To be
That's another
honest.
disgusting stadium, by the way. What is that seating arrangement?
Nah, I'm only joking. I think it will.
Scary.
I think it will. Realistically, I think it will be 2-1 St Johnstone.
I can't even put a
Yeah.
bet on 5-5.
What did you say again, Lewis? Was it 3-1? You said
3-0, mate. 3-0.
3-0. Oh, okay, no worries. Cool. Right, is that everything then, son?
Yeah,
So-
that's all the games this weekend. I can't even put a bet on the 5-5 draw.
Not letting you.
It's not letting me. It's
You're
too.
worried that you'll like rob them of a ton of money. That's the thing. You know what I mean? They know.
They know. They know.
Yeah, they just know. Like, aye.
Anyway, guys, I think that is it for today. Unless anyone else has got anything else to bring up.
No, I'm just gonna get my dinner out.
Sounds like a plan.
Mhm.
I'm going to get mine as well, actually. So, thank you guys for joining me today, and thank you guys for listening as well. And we'll see you all next week.
See ya.
See you later, guys.
The False 90s podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Podbean, and our website at false90s.wordpress.com. For updates, follow False 90s on both Twitter and Instagram. And a big thank you to Francisco Alvia and his track Space Game, which is our theme tune.